Let's go.
Yes, mate.
Sunny TV Arsenal. We are the only programme, we are the only YouTube channel which brings you glamour models, former Arsenal legends. We've got a celebrity reality TV star on the bottom left. And we've also got one certain Pratt in the comments, who I'm going to leave there for a while as well. We're going to talk about what's happening at Arsenal. We're going to talk about where we're going, what we're going to do in the future of the channel. And if you guys got any ideas, hit me up and let me know. Let me introduce my guests. We've got the kid. What's happening, kid? You right?
I'm good, man. How's everybody?
We've got Melvin.
Hi, everyone. Got a bit of a cough, but don't worry about that. I think we've all got it, haven't we?
You got a cough?
Yeah.
You know what, Melvin?
That's panic stations, you know. When you got a cough,
that's
early signs, mate. Early signs.
Heavy D, do us a favour, bruv. Don't start shouting from now. Yeah, let's do the channel. Right. Melvin, have you taken your temperature? You got a temperature or not?
No, I'm all right. I ain't got temperature. I'm just very tired. I've got a cough and sneeze all the time. But apart from that, I go on the underground tomorrow, so I can be everyone else.
Well, let me give you a treat. Let me give you a treat, mate. Let me give you a treat, right? Go and get a thermometer. Go and stick up your bum, and then pull it out, and you know what your temperature is. You might enjoy it as well. We've got Steve with us, and we've got some geese out. What's that? Was that a bite? What's that? A bite mask? Is it something from 1930s? What is that?
It's the Batman mask.
Heavy D, do us a favour. Take your mask off and take it away from your ears. You might be able to hear us.
I can hear you.
Right. Go on, tell us about the mask, mate.
It's my turn. It's my turn yet.
When I say your name, that's your turn usually.
Oh, you didn't say boom. Did you say boom there, yeah?
That's a Heavy D. What you don't know? You don't know your ego.
Can I talk?
You can talk, mate. Go on.
Boomer is here. What's happening, people? I've got the coronavirus mask. How's everyone doing out there?
Right. Let's start with Boominate. Boominate, you started a new channel, bruv. Go and shout out your channel.
Yeah, that's right. I've got a new channel. Yeah, thank you for that, Sonny. I've got a new channel called Boominate TV. It's gathering pace. I talk about football, Arsenal. I talk about boxing. You know, I talk about most things. So it's I think it's a good channel. Make sure you subscribe, everyone out there, and you know, so we can do lots of collaborations, me and Sonny, in the future. You know.
Yeah, we are. We're going to do a lot of collaborations with me and Heavy. We're going to do a lot of collaborations with me and Heavy. We're going to do some new shows. What's happening with Pep Talk at the moment? You still doing the boxing one?
With Pep Talk, I don't know what's happening now. It's gone really cool. I mean, he went to Vegas, but I haven't heard from them in about a good few weeks now. So I don't know what's happening with the podcast called Double D Podcast. So I don't know what's happening with that. I don't know. I thought myself, do you know what? Time waits for no one. I might as well do my own channel, Joe. Waiting for other people to pull their finger out. I could be waiting all year. Do you know what I mean? You know what it is, mate. They might put some bets on. They might have got in with a Matthew over there, and they might be in the Vegas desert somewhere. You never know. yeah, exactly. You know what? Do you know? I thought to myself, do you know what? I got my channel. Just keep it moving. You know, a lot of people that messaging me saying to me, you know, they still want to hear my views and stuff. So I thought, you know what? Just do it on my channel. You know what? Steve has got some very influential friends. You know, Steve used to go to school with Michael Watson. You know, big up yourself, Michael Watson. Arsenal. He's an Arsenal fan. A big Arsenal fan. Hopefully, we'll see you soon. And he's got some very beautiful friends, and I'm not talking about myself either. We've got a very lovely Lorraine Mack coming on soon, who's an ambassador for Cure Girls. So we're going to do a lot of advertising for them at the moment over the next week, and she's got some very pretty friends. But so let's go to today's topic. Hello to everyone in the comments. Let's go to Arsenal, right? I mean, I put title as climbing a mountain, right? Are we climbing a mountain? Have we got any further up, or we just fell down on our arse again? Where are we, Melvin?
I think we're Arteta most certainly. We're climbing a mountain. He's climbing it faster than most people, but as he's climbing it, the mountain's getting higher and higher. We're no better off, really, to a big degree as we were a few months ago. I think that he realises that he can't work and be successful with the squad he's got now. So, as we always say, this summer's the most important, but I think this time it really is.
Yeah. Funny thing is, right, we've got Sean Bailey in the chat as well. Sean looks like he's a Liverpool fan. Sean, tell us in the comments how you saw, mate, if they cancel the league altogether, and you miss out. So give us your thoughts on that, mate. Let's go to Steve. Steve, I just want to throw a topic of conversation at you, right? And that's Dani Ceballos. There's rumours that Arsenal will spend £36 million on him. Is Dani Ceballos, from what you've seen of him, also people in the comments as well, is Dani Ceballos, from what you've seen of him, a good signing? Is he what we need, or is he not good enough to reach the next level?
I think at where we are at the moment, and we just don't know where we're going at the moment, I think Dani Ceballos is 100% worth £36 million, and I think we should sign him. The reason why I say that is in time is our best midfield player. So I just believe we've got to sign. I think it's a no-brainer. When I watch him play, he's the only one that sort of have any, who can do the lot. He can go forward. He can pass the ball forward. And for me, he's worth every penny of 36 million. I mean, if for instance we knew Part A was coming, like the rumours are saying, and if we knew a Grealish was coming, and if we knew a Decore was coming, then we would probably say, well, no, maybe Dani Ceballos isn't worth 36 million.
Steve, before you go on, mate, someone's got really bad connection. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to ask each one of you individually to go off and come back on. You go first, Steve. I just want to see who's got the bad reception on you.
Okay. No, I just switch off.
You get a gun, mate. You put it through your head and you fire.
Stop this. Go ahead.
Let me try each one of you. Right.
Terminator.
I don't know. But stand thank you.
I think Heavy D, do you have headphones?
Heavy D, is that
Do you have headphones? Yeah, it was him. Well, yeah, man. I honestly don't agree with Steve and what Steve said. I think Dani Ceballos has not lived. Dani Ceballos is decent, but I think if we spend 36 million on Dani Ceballos, we're going to be underwhelmed because right now he's on loan and he hasn't done enough to live up to us actually buying him. Because think about it, he hasn't played for majority of the season. He's really only had three decent performances. Dani Ceballos has not stood out for me to be like this. We must buy player. Think about it in relative terms. When you think about 36 million, that's more than what Leicester paid for Tielemans just last summer.
It's you, Melvin.
Is it?
Yeah. Sorry about that, everyone. Sorry, that's trouble with people with nets.
Yeah. So as I was saying, Dani Ceballos, if you just take relative terms of midfielders, Dani Ceballos costing 36 million to me is ridiculous because when you take other midfielders that would be around in a similar age bracket and similar price, Tielemans was bought just last year for 26, I think, right? So when you value price, I honestly don't think Dani Ceballos is worth the 36 million. If he was more 25, I think he'd be worth it. But right now, Dani Ceballos to us, we need more of a bigger, stronger midfielder, such as like a Thomas Partey, Abdul Decore, those kind of guys. I understand 36 million is what we agreed from the beginning of the law, but if we can find a way to fix it, fix our midfield without Dani Ceballos, that would be my solution.
If we can't get those kids, just quickly, if we can't get those midfield players that we said, because none of us have got crystal balls and we don't know if we can get RA or any of the others, then do we? What I'm trying to say is then I think it's worth paying the 36 million for Dani Ceballos. I mean, what's the next level? Downwards.
No, but the thing is, for me, if you're going to spend 36 million on a midfielder that's going to be coming in, you want a midfielder that's going to improve your side. To me, Dani Ceballos right now, he's fighting for his spot to get into the team. He doesn't necessarily improve our team. I want a player who's going to be integrated into the 11 that's a staple for the future to build forward with. And I don't see Dani Ceballos as a crucial midfielder that's going to help us win championships. I feel like he's just a stopgap. And he was a stopgap until next summer when we spend more money. So my whole idea is, if we're going to buy a midfielder, we go and stop being cheap, spend 50 million on the right type of midfielder. Look at what Man United did with Bruno Fernandes. They went and they got a solution for their problem. We need to go and get a solution for our problem and spend the money, stop being cheap. Go get Abdou Doucouré, go get a Grealish, go get one of those guys who are big money spenders that are going to help you instead of a Dani Ceballos who's another stopgap.
You know what? With the coronavirus, right? There's actually going to be an impact on Arsenal spending as well, because basically that's financial fair play. Arsenal won't only spend what they get in. So basically, if they do cancel this season altogether, when it comes to the summer, Arsenal spending will be even less.
Yeah, I was listening to a podcast, and they were talking about how financial fair play might need to be given a year off of financial fair play, because technically no club is going to make their full income that they're expecting to make at the beginning of the year, due to the fact that the season might actually be shut down as of right now, and just start up a new season next year. And if that does happen, unfortunately, clubs are going to be hit financially, and the money that they were supposed to be making is not going to be shown in next year's financial spending. So they might not be able to spend the money that they wanted to in the transfer window, which means they're going to have to ask UEFA to take a exemption on this summer's financial spendings.
But kid, if we can't get those players, do we pay 36 million, or do we sell him?
I don't think it's worth spending 36 million on a player that we're not 100% sold on.
I'd say we still play with Ozil, Willock, and Xhaka and Torreira, but send Ceballos back. I'm not saying that's the wrong thing to do. I'm just saying if that's what you mean.
I just want to read out this super chat from Robert Mugabe. I don't think it's the real one. You never know though, because Sunny TV Arsenal is quite far reach. And we've got some very influential people who watch it. That's why I don't need a visa to go anywhere. Robert Mugabe says, thanks for the donation, Robert Mugabe. Big up yourself. Run your country really well, in my opinion. Hey, say, check out the comments on the latest video by Arsenal Vision HD. It's titled Granite Jack Just Class. Not a single out player, but do the comments show a fan base happy with mediocrity? I think it does, Robert, definitely 100%, because Arsenal supporters are just, we're like an ugly bloke with no game. We're happy with whatever we get. Speaking of ugly blokes with no game, Boominator,
Yo,
give us your thoughts, bro.
what? Let's go down somebody else.
Yeah.
Well, it's quality, isn't he? It's quality. I think he's up on loan. Supposed to go to Real Madrid next season. I think he's worth the money. Look, at the end of the day, look. We're not in a position where we've got a massive squad, have we? We haven't got a massive squad. We need all the players we can get. We need to strengthen, if anything. We need to get more players. So, quality players are hard to find, especially ones that are Premiership proven. Because if you bring them in from another country, they've got to take a year to get acclimatised. Look what happened with Nicolas Pepe. These players, they take time to get acclimatised.
Yeah.
So you've got Dani Ceballos. He's used to the pace of the Premier League now. You give him, he knows what it's all about. So you buy him. He fits in with the squad. Everyone likes him around the team and stuff, and he's like, he fits right in. So buy him. It shouldn't even be a question of. I think Arsenal's the only team where we differ and we shall we buy him or not? Buy him. If it was any other team, they'd have bought him by now.
Wait, Boominator.
Yeah.
You know when you speak, right? You don't need to lean into the camera, because all we're seeing is your lips, right? It's become very uncomfortable. I keep thinking you're gonna kiss me, right? And with a coronavirus outbreak, I can actually feel you on my neck.
Yeah. So. So basically, buy him, buy more players. Aubameyang might be going. There's rumours that Aubameyang's going. So we've got to think about replacing him as well. So it's uncertain times, really, isn't it? At the end of the day, hopefully we have a good transfer window. Hopefully it all works itself out. But hopefully Aubameyang stays. But what has Aubameyang got to stay for? Look, the way things are going, we're not going to get Champions League place, are we?
We don't know.
With this coronavirus thing, with it
No.
ending the season early, they're talking about ending the season early and all that sort of stuff. So as things stand, we're not going to get Champions League place. So there's nothing for him to stay for, really, is there?
Ceballos.
Look, our best player's going to leave. I hate to be doom and gloom, but that's the fate. That's what we're facing. Our best player, who scores the most goals, has kept us in this. Has kept us in. Whether we're in relegation battle now, and he's going to leave. And can you really blame him?
Heavy D. You're not doom and gloom, mate. You're boom and gloom.
Boom and gloom. I like that. Boom and gloom. But listen, can I ask anyone in the panelists? Would you blame Aubameyang? I've got a question for each of you, right? Would you blame Aubameyang if he left for a club which is going to be, in a hunt for Champions League trophies, league titles? Could you blame him for leaving? I'll start with you, son.
No.
I work my way round.
Right, on that question, no, I wouldn't blame him for leaving. Not at all. Why? I mean, that's probably why Robin van Persie left, to be honest.
Yeah.
Let's go back to the first question, that's Ceballos. I don't mind if we sign him, as long as he isn't our best midfielder. Because if he's our best midfielder, we are in a mess. Because he's just will complement the rest of the midfield. And going back to Grealish, I'd love to have Grealish in our side, but we have Grealish. Ceballos, in my opinion, is a similar type of player. I'd definitely rather have Grealish, who would cost a lot more than Ceballos.
How about
And-
this? Even
Sorry?
even another relegation side player like Bundia, Emilio Bundia on Norwich, he's even a cheaper option.
The position we're in now is that we're looking at clubs that, in all fairness, are below us in the division, and we think are inferior, and we want all their players. That's what mess we're in.
Yeah. I would love to be able to say, right, to this question, no, I don't want Ceballos. Let him go back to Real Madrid because we're Arsenal and we can go and buy next season in the summer party so and so and so and so and so.
But you know that's not true. You know that's not true, though.
Yeah, exactly. I've got no confidence in that whatsoever. In my mind at the moment, I don't think we're going to get that. So that's why I'm saying buy Ceballos. I would love to say no, go get rid of him. We can get better players. I agree with you, but it's not going to happen, is it? So Ceballos is one of our best players, so we might as well pay the 36 million in my eyes and keep him.
Right, to Mel.
The thing about it goes back to like beggars can't be choosers.
No, but how are you gonna say we're gonna keep him? Realistically, we don't spend a lot of money in the first place. So if we're gonna spend 36 million on a guy who hasn't even been a staple to our team the whole season. Yes, he's been on loan and he hasn't been a staple of the team the whole season. Just the last 2 games, he's been a staple. Before that, he hasn't.
No. Ceballos is quality.
Yes, no one's doubting that. But he's not. If I would have asked you, what is our starting 11 week in, week out for the whole season? Dani Ceballos hasn't been consistent in the starting 11 the whole season.
I don't even think the managers know. I don't think the managers know who their starting 11, their best starting 11.
Can we get word in edgeways? Can we get word in edgeways? One minute. It's not. Listen. It's not Ceballos. Yeah, that's his Greek cousin. It's Ceballos, right?
Ceballos.
What is it with you English people who can't get pronunciation?
I don't know where I got Ceballos from.
Ceballos is a Greek cousin. He's the one who's waiter in Faluaki.
Look, this guy in the comment, unknown driller, exactly what I'm trying to say. Basically, financially, he's not worth 36 million to a team right now that is struggling, and he's not even getting into week in, week out.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, Dani Ceballos, I get it right.
You sound like
He's worth 36 mil. He's worth 36
On
mil.
on what merit? I'm sorry, he's not. Let me explain to you why. He doesn't necessarily bring something to our midfield that we don't already have. He doesn't bring attributes to our midfield that we don't already have in other players. He doesn't take our midfield and improve it in any specific way. He just brings another average player into our midfield. This is the comment I was talking about. He's just simply not worth it. And this guy's right.
Whoa. Sorry, mate. But listen, he hasn't had a full season at Arsenal yet. You need a full season before you can make your own mind
Brother,
up. Oh,
for you to spend 36 million on something, you need to at least get and you have the chance to have him on loan. He needs to at least establish himself as one of your better midfielders before you go and spend that kind of money. Put that money towards a better midfielder that is a staple for our future to build our championship side instead of settling with mediocrity.
Listen, if one person could kill you with one sentence, it's Niall, yeah? Niall's hit you right between the eyes, I'm telling you. We're talking about one player, but the rest of them are all rubbish, right? So, Melvin, are Arsenal going to do enough, right? If they got Ceballos, when we were talking in our group chat earlier, we were saying that they need to clear the rest of the midfield out and build a better midfield around Ceballos, right? Will Arsenal, we are saying about climbing mountains. Are Arsenal going to climb that mountain high enough? Basically, to get the quality around him. I don't think they are.
I don't think they are either. I think we're just pedal water again. I think we'll go halfway there, and that way you never achieve anything. We've got to actually go. We're not doing anything. Stay as we are and take the consequences, or we go for it. This halfway house becomes very expensive for the club and for the supporters.
You know what Ceballos is, right? Ceballos, if Ceballos was a bird, right, it'd be an average-looking bird in a club amongst a load of ugly mates, right? And all of a sudden, that average-looking bird thinks she's a dog bollocks. She thinks she's really good-looking. And that's what Ceballos is at the moment. You know, stick me in with some decent-looking birds. Should be decent. You know, so basically, what I'm saying is, if you don't build quality around him, right, you're either going to stick out like sore thumb, or you're going to become ugly with him. And that's what Arsenal get right.
Yo, Sonny, can I go back to the Aubameyang point that they were talking about? Would you blame Aubameyang if he left? If Aubameyang leaves for Real Madrid, Barcelona, which is unlikely, I would say fine, go ahead.
Whoa! Listen, can I say something? Sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah.
No player. Very rarely do players ever say no to Real Madrid or Barcelona.
No. I'm saying if he's going to those sides, no problem. Even if he's going to a Juventus, no problem. If he's going to Bayern, no problem. But if he's telling me he's going to leave Arsenal to go to Inter Milan, I'm sorry. I can't handle that. I can't take that.
I agree with that, yeah.
Just want to say, James Fitzgerald, James, you know what?
Sorry.
1 minute. Bruv, it's called Sunny TV Arsenal, yeah? When I speak, can I speak, please, if you don't mind?
Go on.
James, you're speaking about we're pessimistic fans, mate, right? Instead of being very positive in the comments and slating us, why don't you come on the channel, bro? And you can say all the positivity that you want, right? Just want to go on to another comment as well. South London Gooner, what's happening, Mick? You all right? Evening, geezer and panel. Can anyone of yourselves look in the mirror and say how would deprive Aubameyang of the chance to move to either Barca or Real? Ask a question: where are AFC going?
We've answered that, haven't we?
We were just talking about that. and Boominator, no one is going to decline Real Madrid or Barcelona. But if he chooses, he's not going to go to Roma over Arsenal. He's not going to go to a random team in Germany like Leipzig over Arsenal. Even though even if this club was in Champions League, realistically, you have a better chance of building yourself as a footballer and getting Arsenal back to a higher level than you do leaving for Arsenal, jumping ship and going to Atlanta.
Sean Bailey, there's an easy answer to this one, bruv. Just realised I subbed some more Arsenal channels than Liverpool. Well, do us a favour, bruv. Just cancel all the other Arsenal channels, bruv, and just stay with this one, because this is the only real Arsenal fan channel there is.
Yeah, so I would not. I honestly, I would be mad if Aubameyang left for a lesser club than Arsenal.
Yeah. Because the only way, then the only reason why he would be leaving would be for the money, and then that's when you can can turn against him. You know, people like Robin van Persie, you know, really and Ashley Cole as well. They left because they wanted to go to better sides and win trophies, and so you can't blame players. And Fabregas as well, the same. Everybody hates him. But at the end of the day, all these players that Arsenal fans seem to hate, Fabregas, Van Persie, who was the other one I just mentioned, Ashley Cole. You know, at the end of the day, if we was their old man, right, they come up to us and said, Dad, what do you reckon? Shall I go to the club? We'd all say, go, bloody all say, yeah, go, you're joking, ain't ya? So we can't blame that if these clubs go to them big clubs and want to win trophies.
Steve, the Arsenal fans who think we're pessimistic, right, who are obviously living in the past, like Pablo's saying now, right, big up Pablo. Three decent Pablos. You, Pablo Mari, we don't know about him yet, and my dog Pablo, right? The one thing that those Arsenal fans are missing, a really positive one, right? They're either still watching UK Gold and watching classic EastEnders, right? Or they're still walking around with flares and bell bottoms. You know what I mean? So get into the real world and see things as they are today. We're at one since 2004.
Yeah. I mean, I added up 9 players this afternoon who that I would literally kick out the door tomorrow. So how can we be positive when we've got a side like that at the moment?
Well, James has
You
just
know,
answered. James,
pretty hard.
Steve, James has just answered you on that, right? He said there's more to be positive about. We have good young players and a fantastic manager. So what's your answer to that?
I agree.
Well,
But the thing
have we got good young players? We've got a couple of good young players, but Willock for me is never going to be an Arsenal player. Guendouzi's never going to be an Arsenal player. Ainsley Maitland-Niles, I don't think Arteta fancies him, and he's never going to get in the position. I mean, we've got Ellie, yeah, and we've got Xhaka. Nelson, jury's out. So there's 2 young players, two young players, and 9 we want to kick out the door. So where's I want to be positive. We don't want to come on here and be negative. I'm the most positive person that there is when it comes to Arsenal. I'm finding it harder and harder, as the times are going on. 9 players I counted. I would kick out the door tomorrow.
The only thing,
and
Steve. Sorry, Steve. The only thing is, you could add Smith to that one. I think not the jury's out. I think he could be good, Smith.
Smith Rowe. Yeah, I forgot that.
Let's ask that resident reality TV star. Yeah, we got from Story Hunters, from Celebrity Big Brother, from Arsenal Fan TV. Right, you've got a fan here, Arsenal Vlogs. It's like, oh my God, Heavy D in it. But if Heavy D sat on your face, you'd be saying, oh my God, trust me. Go on, Heavy D. What's your thoughts on the current Arsenal players?
The current Arsenal players?
Yeah, the younger generation.
They're not good enough, are they?
Name them. Go on. You
got Nathan Miles. You've got Martinelli. Martinelli's good. You got a few coming up that's coming through the youth system. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's like I don't know. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. I feel that there's a. If you look at all the other academies, I don't think we're measuring up really.
Well, so basically, right. So what we got? We got Saka. We got Martinelli. We got Guendouzi.
Yeah, we got Reece
Nelson, and we got
Smith.
We got what's that? Nketiah. That's the five ones we got.
Nketiah, yeah.
Right, and then you could throw Maitland-Niles, who looks like he's going, and Smith Rowe into the mix as well, yeah. So, out of those 7 players, I mean, how many of them could really say would command the first team place at Arsenal?
I say 3.
Saka, Martinelli, and who else?
And I'm putting my money on Smith Rowe. I've seen only a little bit. What I've seen, I've liked, and I think he's toughening up in the lower division. And I think he's got something about him. The kid, he takes on play, he goes past players, he sees a pass, he's full of running. Let me be proved wrong.
Is Bellerin count as an academy project or what? Or are you guys giving up on Bellerin?
Well, Bellerin comes from Arsenal, we learned how to sew, so he must count as the academy project. He come in at 16, didn't he?
Yeah, so are we counting him in this group? Are we counting him in this group, or are we saying Bellerin's not good enough?
He's already cemented his place, isn't he? In a London Fashion Week, his place cemented, isn't it?
Yeah, he is a fashionista.
With all the
Bellerin's lost
youngsters-
everything. I mean, when you think what Bellerin was like at the beginning of like when he first started playing for Arsenal and what he is now, it's chalk and cheese, isn't it? It's like two different
Exactly.
players.
With all the kids coming through, you want to see at least an improvement. With Bellerin, that's the reverse. He's gone backwards. So therefore, there's not a lot of hope, in my opinion.
No,
But you know what the thing is? You know the thing is there's a difference between giving them time and saying they're finished. You know what I mean? The young kids, I say certain guys, they deserve time to develop and they're still young. So you got to understand that there's going to be good with the bad. Bellerin, he's at a level where he has played for a long enough time where we can judge him. But when it comes to Saka, Willock, Eddie, and Martinelli, all these guys, I feel like they still are quite naive and raw. So we have to give them maybe at least a year or more before we can say, hey, they're complete write-offs and bin them.
Yeah. I like Eddie, kid, but I just don't think he's going to be a future number 9 for Arsenal. I can't see him being a future number 9, but I do like him.
Hey, at least let's try to do what Liverpool did and get some stock into him, and then eventually sell him for 25 million to like a Bournemouth or a Brighton.
Definitely, 100%. Yeah, I totally agree, mate. Yeah.
Because if we can raise some money off of these young kids, that's some money that can go into a transfer kitty. Because look at what we did with Iwobi. We sold Iwobi for 35 million. All of you guys would have said, "I'll take that in a heartbeat." No, so yeah.
Yeah, I was quite shocked when I see that. That was incredible. What we I still can't believe we got 35 for him, but there you go.
Yeah.
We did. So at the moment, what we're saying is we're saying Saka, Martinelli, and Emil Smith Rowe. They're the three that we're.
Mate, I won't put Emil Smith Rowe in there. To
He's not there yet, Danny, but I think he will get there. Well, see.
He's like Barcelona, mate.
No.
You forget him in a sink and he'll disintegrate. Yeah, he's just skinny geezer, isn't he?
If we had to categorize them in garbage, if you had to categorize them as not ready, almost there, and they're going to be future stars. Only Martinelli and Saka go in that category of future stars. The middle is full of guys, and then the bottom is like you have your what do you call it? Your Maitland-Niles, who's never gonna make it to Arsenal. I feel like after what he's done recently, and then another guy, Bellerin. I think Guendouzi is going to be in that category for future stars. Like, you guys are underestimating Guendouzi. He's in that category for the top tier with Martinelli, Saka. He's in that category, Guendouzi, and I feel like you guys are overlooking him.
I think you've got to split it as well. I think you've got to split it as well of players that have been given a chance and players that haven't been given a chance. Some haven't.
Yeah. I mean, because it's going to be interesting to see what they're going to actually do with Saka. What they're going to end up doing with him. You know, it's Genius back. What are they going to do? Are they going to play him on the left? Are they going to get rid of Lacazette?
Jump in, man.
Yeah, Martin's come up with a good point, right? I want each of you to give me the 5 players in the Arsenal squad you show the door to.
Yeah, go on, when you're ready.
Not just normal door, though. It's like door, and underneath it is water with a load of cocktails. They're going to get eaten, right? So, who's the top 5 that you'll chuck out? Let's go with you first, David D.
The top 5 you'll chuck out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Top 5 you'll chuck out. I reckon Saka's going to go. I reckon he'll get pushed out. I reckon Luiz is on borrowed time. I reckon who else? I would say Smith Rowe's gonna go. I would say who's the other 2? Talking about it, I reckon that by the sounds of it, it looks like who have we just been talking about? We've talked about for the last half hour.
Who's your 5 players you can't stand in the squad?
My 5 players I can't stand. There's 5 players I can't stand. I can't stand Xhaka, huh? I'll be honest with you, right? Yeah, I've gone off David Luiz. I know I do all the fat David Luiz and all that. I've gone off David Luiz. That's 2. Third one, I would say.
We ain't all night.
Sorry?
Wank all night. Wank all night.
Hey, you put me on the spot here. You put me on the spot. Let me think.
Mate, if the old Bill stopped you when you're driving after a night out, you'd have to think of some better ones than that, mate. You have to be on your toes, mate. Right, anyway. If the police stops you driving after you've just been on a night out, one of them famous nights out you go to with all them you need to be on the ball quicker than that, mate. But you should be arrested, mate. Forget it. Melvin.
Listen.
Right, the usual suspects.
I can't think off the top of my head. I would say Ceballos, David Luiz.
Mate, I'll have to mute you. Listen, you've got millions of people watching, right? And all we can tell right now is what's going on up your nose. Stay out of the camera. I can tell you now, you ain't got coronavirus. I can also tell you what you ate in the morning, right? So let's go back to it. Right, fill out your timed out, right? Melvin, go on you.
Right, obviously, Xhaka, Ozil, I'll get rid of Mustafi because I think now he gets some money for him. I'd also get rid of Chambers because he's never going to make it. And also, I would get rid of Socrates for the same reasons Mustafi. Not good enough, but at least you get some money for him. Make room for other players. Them are 5.
Kid?
Are we counting El Neni and Mkhitaryan on this list?
No.
Okay.
No.
So for me, it'd be Ozil, Kolasinac, Mustafi, Bellerin, and the final person. Oh man, this is tough. Ainsley Maitland-Niles. Those 5.
Steve.
You'd keep Xhaka.
Yeah. Because I feel like it's going to cost more money to replace him in the midfield than it would cost to replace the other options.
Won't cost us goals though, will it?
Sean Bailey. Sean says, do you think we could get Upamecano? Only when he's 35, mate.
We're never getting up. We've already started looking at a cheaper option in Jonathan Tao.
Oh, it's a good player, yeah. Very good, yeah.
Sam Green was saying, I'll fly Ozil to China and leave him there.
There's no way he's ever going to China. Get that out of your head.
I'll fly Ozil to China and I'll leave him in that same market and I'll give him a couple of bats to eat as well.
Sell Ozil to China.
He's never going to China. Get that out of your head.
Sell Ozil to China.
He's better off going to Turkey.
At the moment, we're gonna send the Boomlator to China.
Right, do you want my 5?
Yeah.
Right, my 5 are just, I'm thinking it with money as well. So I'm thinking it a bit like double-barreled sword. Bellerin, I'd get rid of Mustafi. I'd get rid of, we've got 8 centre-backs. If someone's got to go. Ozil, just he's got to go for his wages. Xhaka. And the one that I don't know, people are going to disagree with me. I know they are. I'd get rid of Lacazette. Because I want Aubameyang to play up front, and I think we've got plenty at the moment going forward to play with, and we can always get someone in as well. So yeah, Lacazette. We could get about 100 million. We could if we sold them.
What I'm saying is, there's no way I'll get rid of Hector or Mesut. I know you want to come on with that, but I can't add people halfway between the podcast. So you got to keep on the ball when we're doing these things, bro. Or come to our group chat, and then you know when they're coming on. He said, "No way would I let Hector or Mesut go, bro. You're living in the last 5 years, bro. They're past the rest. You know, you won't go get chicken at Sainsbury's. What you were supposed to eat 5 years ago, would you?"
How did everyone here get rid of Xhaka and not see that that's the most difficult person to replace in the team compared to the money they would have to spend to replace him?
They reckon that Kante, for example, not that he might come to us, is up for sale. You wouldn't swap him, give him the opportunity?
We would never get Kante because
They're going to have to
Give him the opportunity.
Of course, but we'd have to be more realistic and try to say Ndidi, say 50 million for Ndidi. The club's not going to spend that money. They don't spend money. They're cheap, and what they're going to do is they're going to try to find stopgaps until we get back into the Champions League.
You know what? Big up Lee Fowler, right? Lee Fowler said, "Big up Sonny and the lads. Fuck the haters." You know the thing about a hater, Lee, right? A hater will only hate when they're shook. You know, when they know that you're better than them, yeah. Or when there's nothing to them. There's a difference between having a counter argument and hating, right? And when you've only got hate, all you're going to do is get an ulcer, right? Then I look forward to it when they do.
Yeah. Was I the only one who said to get rid of Lacazette? Was I the only one that said it?
No, Sam Greenwood said it as well.
Oh, okay. Well, that's.
Oh, Sam, I love that kid. Have you guys heard about this this tall kid that plays for Celtic? He's a center back. They're looking to get rid of him, and he's like a man mountain. Plays for Norway. Sam Greenwood just commented about him. That kid's really good.
Let me just give you my 5. You know, as not, you take out this 5. How about the other rubbish? The trouble is, Noel, right? In Islington, they only clear the bins once every 2 weeks, right? They don't clear them weekly, and they'll only take what you can fit in the dustbin, right? So basically, that's why you can't. If you have a party, you're fucked. You know you're gonna have rubbish, but you have to start putting them in the neighbours' dustbins, right? Well, with the 5 Arsenal players that I'll get rid of, it'll be Ozil for one. I'm coming up with the ones who affect the team the most, right? I'm saying Ozil for 1, Xhaka 2, right? Guendouzi 3, Lacazette 4, and take your pick of any defenders, any one of them.
Socrates.
Any one of them. Any one of them.
Mustafi.
Okay.
There's so many. I mean, we've just named 5 there, but we could easily name another 3 each, couldn't we?
Easy, without a doubt.
Easy.
Easy. That's easy. I mean, Trier and Chambers, I like them, but they're permanently injured.
Those other 3 you can put in because Mr. Brown is just saying Islington dustbins every week.
Guys, how do you think coronavirus is going to affect Arsenal's transfers coming up in the summer? Because the club is going to lose a lot of money from the money that they could have made from this time, the games being played, and the remaining 10 games of the Premier League season. So how is that going to affect the summer spending?
Bearing in mind as well, they've already made a £30 million loss from last season as well.
Yeah,
and they might not get European.
Yeah, but so did Liverpool from not reaching the finals.
It won't make any difference. Kid, it won't make any difference, all this loss. Whatever it comes to. Our owner will give the money, don't worry.
Arsenal crying about a £30 million loss when our owner's family's worth 8 billion.
Yeah, but we can't only say we're the only club that made a big loss. Liverpool made over £40 million loss for not reaching the final of the Champions League this year, like they did the last 2 years. Tottenham are also making a big loss of 36 million.
You can't call that a loss. You can't call that a loss.
How are you going to call it?
To start with.
No.
If they were in the final, then they got out the final, they would have lost 40 million.
What they consider a loss is what you did last year compared to what you did this year. And business wise, if 1 year you reach the final of a tournament, 2 years consecutively if you reach the final of a tournament, that's your potential for the next year being set. So for this year, they're not expected to reach the final, but they're valuing what they make last year compared to what they make this year. So this year they're going to be making a loss because last year we reached the Europa League final. This year, Liverpool's going to be making a loss because last year they reached the finals of the Champions League and they won it. This year, Tottenham's going to make a loss because they didn't reach the finals this year and they reached it last year. All 3 of those clubs are going to be making 30 million plus losses because of what they did last year.
Lose what Liverpool lost this year. I want to lose what Liverpool because they actually will make a profit this year. Overall.
Nathan saying Son's got more beef than McDonald's. He's been Nathan.
Good one.
Unfortunately, Nathan, the beef I had, bruv, was from a mad cow. Yeah. It's a mad cow, bruv, right? Who still wants to be relevant, right? Basically, I bet the mad beef. I've shit it out, right, and now it's over.
Okay. So yeah.
I want to get some water. Excuse me.
Sonny, can I move back to that topic? The reason why I was saying the club losses, you guys get what I was saying though, right? Because every club is going to lose money.
Bro, you're saying they made a loss, right? Look at the amount of growth they've had over the last
Say it again.
Look at the amount of growth they've had over the last 3 seasons.
Yeah.
You know, so is it a loss? Look at the growth they've had. And look at Tottenham. They've got a new stadium. Their revenues now more than us. Their commercial revenues have gone up a hell of a lot. And Liverpool, again, you know, they've been two Champions League finals. They've won one. They're on the verge of winning the league, and they finished second last year by one point. Where would you rather be?
I understand what you're saying, but my whole thing was about the financial impact of making a loss, and how not only Arsenal is making a loss of how they perform. Every club necessarily is making a loss. It's just relative to how you perform. I get where you're saying, oh, you'd rather be there and lose in the final 16 of the Champions League than the final 32 of the Europa League. I completely get that. It's not even close when it comes to football-wise. But the financial impact is no different. Missing out on the missing out on what they missed out on compared to what we're missing out on.
Let me ask you guys a question, right? It's not football related, right? It's not football related. What have you lot been doing? And you lot in the comments as well, right? What have you all been doing since this coronavirus outbreak been happening? Has it changed your lives at all? Brother, you still happening? You're partying and doing your thing, or what? Or you stayed at home?
Who?
You.
Yeah.
Who talks to?
You.
I mean, no, mate. I've been self-isolated, mate.
Yeah, he's just
I've been self-isolated, to be honest with you, mate. I just go down the shops or whatever. I haven't been mingling or partying or going out or nothing like that. Going down the pub or nothing like that, mate. Because it's too scary, mate. Do you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's worrying. Do you know what I mean?
So have you been Costco, brother? Have you stocked up or what?
No one is.
I know you usually use a lot of toilet paper anyway. Have you overstocked now or what?
I've only got 9 rolls left. I've got 9 rolls left. I've got a bit of kitchen roll. That's it, mate. To be honest with you, you know when it was all happening, everyone was stockpiling. I thought, look at these mugs. I was looking at them, look at them all in there, getting all toilet roll. I thought, nah, it'll blow over in a couple of days. And now the other day I went down to get some bleach. I went to get some washing up liquid, and I went to get some washing up powder, and everything's empty. I tell you, all your cleaning stuff, it's all empty. I thought it was just going to be, you know, when they're thinking, do you remember the petrol crisis? We had I can't remember, it was about 10 years ago. Remember when everyone was all filling up with it's an unleaded thing, wasn't it? It was an unleaded thing, and everyone was like panicking about the fuel and all that. And that lasted about a week. I thought this would be the same sort of thing. But by the looks of it, I think all the warehouse is empty. So I mean, if you've got no bleach, you've got no washing up powder, you've got no toilet roll, you've got no hand sanitizer, you've got no washing up liquid. That's got to be that's a bit of a crisis in itself. Because how are people, that means more germs going to spread because obviously you can't clean.
You can wash it by hand.
You can wash it by hand, but what I'm trying to say is, how are you going to wash surfaces? How are you going to do cleaning, what you normally do? How are you going to clean your clothes? So some greedy bugger's got 10 washing powders in their cupboard when they only need 1.
Yeah, but
one of my neighbours bought 20 packets of washing powder, those big ones. And you know what? She ain't even got a washing machine.
Did you guys hear about the guy who bought?
It's crazy.
Did you guys hear about the guy who bought $7,000 worth of what do you call it? Hand the Lysol wipes. He resold them on Amazon. He resold them for like $80 each, and he's already made over 100,000.
Listen. I heard that nappies are going 3 times normal price on eBay.
Yeah, people are recently.
Seriously, mate.
Yo,
Fair.
you're
There's a black
flexing
market
nowadays
for
if you have
nappies
hand
now.
sanitizer. Hand sanitizer are
Hand
cooler than
sanitizer,
friggin' AirPods
toilet
now.
roll, nappies, all of that. It's all going on. It's mad.
You know what though, Mr. Brown's right though. It's it's the older generation, the ones wanting to be looked after. You know, especially a neighbour. If you don't hear from them for a few days and stuff, there's
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
the
yeah.
older,
It is, yeah.
the older you are, obviously the immune system.
But the thing about it, Sonny, do you think that it's old people who are going up and stockpiling? I don't think so. I think it's the old people who can't get the stuff now.
Do you know what it is though? Whether you're old or young, right? Obviously, the older people are more vulnerable because of their age and their immune system, right? But the people who have not got any money, right, can't go and stockpile because they're living from day to day.
That's right. That's right.
You know.
Yeah.
No, but you know how much people are being affected financially by this? Because
Yeah.
realistically, how much people depend on tourism and how much people depend on just day-to-day, like people being around their area for them to sell their items. Because if you're a hot dog stand or a day-to-day restaurant or a mom and pop shop, you don't have the financial means to survive without a lot of traffic.
There isn't. I can't think of any business that won't be suffering big time.
Every business is going to be suffering.
You know what?
Yeah.
You know,
But they reckon that the whole country's going to be on lockdown soon.
mate, if you're going to go out and you want to pull the birds, right? The one person you want to be your best mate is Pablo, right? But you don't need to have a fat wallet no more. You don't need to be good looking. All you need is hand sanitizer. Right?
Hand sanitizer, yeah.
Think that.
Say, look, so you can say, I got a 4-pack of toilet roll indoors. They say,
Yeah.
oh, come on, let's go back to your place then.
You don't need a big wallet. You don't need drugs in your pocket. Right? You don't need to go to the best places. All you need is some hand sanitizer. And you're
That's
laughing.
the toilet roll.
Yeah.
You're in, mate. You're in.
You see a guy pulling up on the side of the street. Yo, you got that sanitizer? Yo, don't know here.
I got the good shit, man. I got Ajax, man.
Right?
I got
I mean,
Masters.
rightly or wrongly, I mean, it hasn't affected my life one little bit. Nothing's changed at all.
No,
But you work
nothing's
from home,
gonna-
right?
Nothing's going to change. Nothing's going to change.
But you work from
I've
home.
stopped,
No,
I've
I'm
stopped
good.
drinking
I'm
lemonade.
still doing it. I'm still doing it. I'm still doing everything that I've always done day to day. Going shopping like I normally shop.
Yeah.
The only thing that's different for me is that I'm seeing different things on the news.
Yeah.
I phoned up my old man the other day and I said, like, you know, you all right, Dad? Blah blah blah. I said, what about that coronavirus stuff? And he was like, oh, I've got too many things going on. Worry about that old bullshit.
Yeah.
You know, so there are
Get out of here.
people
But
people out there who are just.
Listen, we'll say this is a load of bullshit, but it's not really because it's taken away football. And when in this country, if they stop football, it's got to be serious.
Yeah, Heavy D.
That's when it goes too far, mate. That's when it goes too far.
Because people have got to speak to their wives now. People have got to actually speak to their wives now. It's a joke.
You know what?
I mean, Arteta is a joke.
Right, listen, we're gonna finish up now, right? All this was a little catch up. Right, I'm not interested in beef, whether you eat it or you're arguing with it, right? So everyone's going about different people having arguments. Not interested in none of them. All I'm interested in is what myself and the quality of people that we have on this channel, right? And we've got a lot in store for you. We've got ex-Arsenal players coming on. We've got boxers coming on. You know, we've got beautiful women coming on. A lot of them come on to me, but I have to fight them off. But seriously, we've got them coming on the channel now. So that's what we've got in store, right? You know, this channel is a cross between EastEnders, Top Boy, Cowie, Hollyoaks, right, Dallas, and
Big Brother.
And other fools and horses.
Nightmare on Elm Street sometimes as well. So basically, if you haven't already, subscribe to Sunny TV Arsenal, right? And because this is a real channel, this is where the real Arsenal fans are, who ain't scared to say it as it is. Anything other than that is just a cheap imitation and a copy. And you know where the copies come from? They come from China. You know, and the ones who made them copies are probably the ones who are eating the same bats as well. So don't worry about the other lot. Subscribe to Sunny TV Arsenal. We're out of here. See you again soon. Take care.
So yeah.
See you, everyone.
Boom.